Some people in South Texas are saying not in my backyard, or maybe not in my Rio Grande. Floating barriers, the cylindrical buoys are meant to prevent crossings from Mexico.
Now, the federal government plans to add barriers to more than 500 miles of the river. Fox 4's Vania Castillo reports.
This is a life or death issue.
A $1 billion operation that has floating barriers going in the Rio Grande is getting pushback from residents and scientists. It sparked heated moments in a Laredo city council meeting where buoys are set to be installed.
The border wall and buoy system are an existential threat to Laredo, especially to some of the most vulnerable, disinvested neighborhoods.
After the Trump administration announced the project in January, the federal government is in the process of installing the barriers along 536 miles of the Rio Grande, from the Gulf of Mexico into South Texas. Adriana Martinez is a geomorphologist who studies how terrain changes. She has already been studying the environmental impact of buoys.
What happens with the buoys is they form a barrier that doesn't allow water to flow as it naturally would.
The barriers are slightly different than the type the state of Texas installed near Eagle Pass in 2023. Those cover just 1,000 feet. To move the new project forward, the Department of Homeland Security has also waived environmental laws. There are also concerns about how the buoys will react to flooding.
The buoys are tied to these concrete blocks on the bottom of the channel, and they're tied by cables and chains. But according to some scientific experts and engineers, those cables and chains aren't nearly long enough to accommodate those larger flood flows that we might have, and particularly near the Gulf.
We reached out to Customs and Border Protection about the community's concerns and received this statement that reads in part: the waterborne barrier is designed to withstand a 100-year flood event, which is the same standard as the border wall. But some question whether it's worth the risk and money, as illegal crossings remain at low levels not seen in decades.
And the amount of money that we are spending doesn't really make sense in terms of how it's really not impacting immigration, but it does impact the river and the environmental impacts that we have already seen occurring in Eagle Pass and Maverick County.
Vania Castillo, Fox 4 News.